today. From FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports. Washington football team taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well,
That's
where I go.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
First and 10. Watts. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Now Saquon Barkley, and he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 74 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
To throw on second down. Watts. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 18. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Dallas.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a second and goal.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd...
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's culminating.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Off play action. Harris. And right away, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And it's good to make it 14-0.
Is good.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
On first down, Harris. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Running the sweep with McLaurin. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 18 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
Here's Harris to throw on 2nd down. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Harris. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
He was brought down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
That's another Washington.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Operating from the gun, Harris throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, Harris. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 24-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Nothing the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Washington, nothing.
Harris now on 1st and 10. They will find Davis. That's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a first carry for their fullback. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
Line of scrimmage, the 2. They can still get a first down if they just get a yard out of this on 4th and very short. They'll try and run for it. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And Washington has made this a one-score game.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of the times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
An extra point attempt to follow here. And that one makes it 14-7. So that about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
Taking it about the 1. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A first down carry for Barkley. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Christian Kirk, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
Slide for the PAT.
Point after.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around. Than done, but they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
It's to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 32-yard line. 13 yards there at a Washington first. Harris on first down. This one caught by Davis. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To throw is Harris. Throwing on 3rd and long. Oh, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Fumble on the play.
He already had the one fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak. So
definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Throwing on first down. Watts. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 16 more on that one and another first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, Watts. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Watts toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Intended for Christian Kirk.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. A final shot before break. Watts. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Number 13.
Christian Kirk in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. The point after is good, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. Takes this about 5 yards deep.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where it was the Giants who pick up the victory at home. 28-13, the final score. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And at halftime, they trail the visiting Seahawks in that ball game. Dak Prescott, a touchdown pass in that first half. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. The Chargers still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And the half will begin with a touchback. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. From the gun, Harris. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in their second half blowout material.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
1st and goal.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches,
they really created great space for the runner to get in.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Takes over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Washington ready to try again on offense.
They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, Just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun, Harris. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic?
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
Harris's pass intercepted by the Cowboys.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turning over 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Watts. He's got it.
And the Cowboys are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
1st and goal.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion.
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Saquon Barkley with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Washington.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25.
The Dallas defense, here they come now onto the field. That interception the last go-around when they were out there, 4 turnovers now for this unit. Pretty impressive.
And how happy are they to actually run back on the field? Most of the time, defenses want to get off the field, but when you picked off 4 passes,
they want to stay out.
They want to stay out there and not just pad their stats, but really give themselves a game to remember and a game to play off of the rest of the season.
And they'll be looking for turnover number 5 now. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, but it's going to be 2nd down.
But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now Harris throwing again on 2nd and 10. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field. And his 2 touchdowns, a big reason they're winning right now.
So meaningful when you score and it's got your team out there in front. Changes the complexion of everything you're doing. It's one thing to score garbage time, but these count. This is a big deal, and he's making those types of plays, and I think they'll keep finding ways to get it to him.
I was just going to say probably going to go back to him. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley, and this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll run it again with Barkley. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And able to find Kirk complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a gain of 16 and a Dallas 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Back to throw. Watts. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Go! 19 tight. 19 tight. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Hey, pick your game up. Go!
They'll look to throw again. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now after the play, oh man, it's Barkley who appears to be shaken up. He's down. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd and 2, Watts. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Back now at FedEx Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Harris. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 42. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Operating from the gun, Harris. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Harris. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Here's Harris to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Matt Patricia here on 4th down, sending out the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt.
Washington 10.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
People to have big games as well.
They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. Gets past one man. Barkley a 1st down and more. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That one good for 33 and a 1st.
Well, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Mike 5-9, Mike 70. Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day.
Off the play fake. Watts. He'll air this one out for Kirk. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Christian Kirk. Touchdown, Dallas.
As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
Kick is good.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more.
Washington 10. Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And the Washington offense heading out. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Harris now throwing on 1st down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Washington on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This time it's 3rd and 3. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that, man.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And he stopped immediately there.
The ball carrier.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Harris, following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game. And on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
The 24-yard line. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Cowboys. Today's final score.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cowboys, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Washington, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.